Jaya Jaya Sri Caitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
चैतन्य चरितामृत की जय। श्रील कृष्णदास कविराज गोस्वामी की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। नमो ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adi Leela, Chapter 13, The Advent of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So let's see what we were reading. So after the appearance of Mahaprabhu, we read, uh, so the ladies were coming, neighboring Brahmana ladies, the wives of the Brahmanas came with gifts for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and even the demigods' wives like Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi, and also celestials like Rambha, they all came with gifts for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And whatever gifts that also devotees, Chandrasekharacharya, Srivas Thakur, they came with so many gifts, they performed ritualistic ceremonies. But whatever gifts that Jagannath Mishra received, he gave them in charity to the blessers and the singers and performers who were coming. He would give all that again, not only whatever he received, but whatever he had in his house also. Everything he would give. Then the wives of Srivas Thakur and Chandrasekhar Acharya, they came with gifts. We also saw how Advaita Acharya's consort Sita Devi, Sita Thakurani, she came with gifts from Shantipur, and we saw how she came on a palanquin, and Srila Prabhupada explained how in the Vedic culture, ladies from respectable families, uh, nobody would see them. Even the sun could not see them because they would go in the palanquin covered with a cotton cloth, so nobody would be able to see, not even the sun would be able to see them. And Srila Prabhupada said how in his childhood he saw his mother, even to go to a neighbor's house, she would actually go in a palanquin carried by 4 men, right? She wouldn't walk on the street. So in this way, Sita Thakurani also came in a palanquin carrying so many gifts. She got gold ornaments, different types of ornaments, silk cloth, and also auspicious items, right? She brought grains and what else? In a basket filled with paddy, fresh grass, then turmeric, turmeric, kumkum, sandalwood, like that. All these things in a basket she brought. And also the jewelry, particularly the tiger nail. Yeah.
Yeah. And also next one was with lot of jewelries. No, that's
Yes.
Lakshmi. Okay. No, yeah, we are talking about Lakshmi only.
Yeah. So that's what we read. And then also in that context, Srila Prabhupada explained. So from this we understand that although Advaita Acharya was a Brahmana, seeing the gifts that he was giving, we understand he was quite well-to-do Brahmana. He was a wealthy Brahmana because he was the leader of the Brahmanas, so everyone would give him gifts apparently. But he was wealthy. That's why we see just for a friend's son's on a friend's son's birthday, he's giving so much gold and silk, and of course, Supreme Lord like that. So we'll continue from there. Text 115. भक्ष्य भोज्य उपहारा संगे लोइल बहुभारा सची गृहे होइल उपनीता देखिया बालक ठामा साक्षात गोकुल काना वर्ण मात्रा देखी विपरीता. Achintadev Prabhu?
We will read first, Mother.
Yeah, go ahead, Mother.
Hare Krishna, Arthaji.
Hare Krishna, Arunita.
When Sita Thakurani came to the house of Sachidevi, bringing with her many kinds of eatables, dresses, and other gifts, she was astonished to see the newborn child, for she appreciated that except for a difference in color, the child was directly Krishna of Gokula himself.
So Sita Thakurani came with so many gifts, and when she first saw the baby, she was astonished because the only difference between Krishna and this boy is that Krishna's complexion is like a rain cloud, right? Dark or bluish, dark like a rain cloud, whereas this baby's complexion is like molten gold. Except for the difference in color, she didn't see any difference between this baby and Krishna of Gokul. Purport, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Please accept my humble obeisances, Mataji. Jai Srila Prabhupada.
A petari, I think petari, I don't know. A petari is a kind of big basket that is carried in pairs on the end of a rod balanced over the shoulders. The man who carries such a load is called a bhari. This system of carrying luggage and packages is still current in India and other Oriental countries. And we have seen that the same system is still current even in Jakarta, Indonesia.
Wow.
Even humans are carried in the hills, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji. Yeah. Yeah. You see, even when you go to Barsana, they carry you over the steps like that. Men are carrying, making you sit in something like a basket, but there's two men front and back carrying a person. But yeah, this we see, the famous example is of Shravan Kumar carrying his old parents in two baskets on either side, and he's with a rod in between that's on his shoulder. He balances on his shoulder. People carry water. You see it all the time. In Mayapur also you see people carrying water or other things they can carry. So Srila Prabhupada is saying it is still current even in Indonesia, Jakarta, Indonesia. So Petari came here in this, I think. No, didn't come. So why Srila Prabhupada is mentioning Petari?
Oh, the basket was filled with all these things, no?
So I thought that Petari word came in the shloka. It didn't come in the shloka. Yeah. Bahubhara. Acha. Bahubhara. So bhari, right? Prabhupada is saying bhari means the person who's carrying. Bahubhara means many packages. So he's carrying many packages. So in that context, Srila Prabhupada is saying Petari is the basket in which you would keep all these packages, and the person who's carrying it is called a bhari. Okay. So in this way, Sita Thakurani came with all these things. Sarva anga sunirmana suvarna pratima bhana sarva anga sulakshana maya balakera divya jyoti dekhi paila bahu priti vatsalyate dravila hridaya. Translation. So Chatterjee Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji, all glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Seeing the transcendental bodily effulgences effulgence of the child, each of the nicely constructed limbs of full of auspicious signs and resembling a form of gold, Sita Thakurani was very pleased. And because of her maternal affection, she felt as if her heart were melting. Hare Krishna.
So Sita Thakurani, she saw the transcendental bodily effulgence of the child. And what else? Each of his limbs, right, was nicely, very nicely constructed. And it was full of auspicious signs, resembling a form of gold. His complexion is like molten gold. Each of the limbs are very nicely, finely formed, and the body is so effulgent, like gold. When Sita Thakurani saw this, she was very pleased. And because of maternal affection, she felt her heart melting, seeing the beauty of baby Nimai. Okay, so I see there is Bhakti Sangha. Would you like to read Bhakti Sangha Japa group?
Oh, sorry, Mataji, I didn't change my name. I'm Radhika Kasturi.
Acha, okay.
Sorry,
No
Mataji.
problem. No problem. I thought if it's a new person, I go
sorry.
in alphabetical order, so I was just.
Oh my God, I can go next. I can go after Rasipriya Mataji.
Okay, sure.
Yeah.
Durva dhanya dila shirshe, kaila bahu ashishe, चिरजीवी हओ दुई भाई, डाकिनी शाकिनी होइते, शंका उपजिला चिते, डरे नाम ठुइला निमाई. Okay, Isha, translation.
He blessed the newborn child by placing fresh grass and paddy on his head and saying, "May you be blessed with a long duration of life." But being afraid of ghosts and witches, she gave the child the name Nimai.
So who gave the name Nimai? Sita Thakurani gave the name Nimai. So she was completely enchanted by the beauty of the child, and she blessed the newborn child. How did she bless? By placing fresh grass and paddy on his head. So these were the auspicious items which she brought with her. So she placed fresh grass and paddy on the head of the baby, and she blessed, saying, "May you be blessed with a long duration of life." And also being afraid of ghosts and witches, newborn babies and even new mothers, they're very susceptible to attack by these evil spirits. Even medically also, you will see babies and mothers, they are very susceptible to infection diseases. So yes, Nilambari Mataji, you're raising a hand.
Yes, Mataji, Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam. Mataji, we call this paddy and grass, we call it dhan dubbo.
Acha.
In Bengal, we call it dhan dubbo ashirwad.
Acha. Okay.
Yeah, if you once you bless someone, you use that dhan dubbo. We do it during the Bhai Phota ceremony. We use that dhan dubbo to bless the older, younger one.
Okay. Dhan dubba.
Durva is the
Durva-
newly grass. And
Durva
dhan
grass,
is the
though,
bad.
Mataji. That
Yeah.
one.
Durva. Acha. Dhan durva.
Kusha grass, basically Kusha grass, I believe. Maybe. I don't know. In puja, we use that Durva grass only, no?
Yeah.
That one.
Makes sense. Yes.
Durva. Yes.
Durva.
Dubbo is very colloquial.
Yes. Dhan durva. Yes. Thank you. So like Hare Krishna Mataji. So like this, Sita Thakurani came and she did this Dhan durva for Nimai. But being afraid of ghosts and witches, she gave him the name Nimai. Purport. Krishna Shish, can you read?
Shakini and Shakini are two companions of Lord Shiva and his wife. were supposed to be extremely inauspicious, having been born of ghostly life. It is believed that such inauspicious living creatures cannot go near a neem tree. At least medically, it is accepted that neem wood is extremely antiseptic, and formerly it was customary to have a neem tree in front of one's house. On very large roads in India, especially in Uttar Pradesh, there are hundreds and thousands of neem trees. Neem wood is so antiseptic that the Ayurvedic science uses it to cure leprosy. Medical scientists have extracted the active principle of the neem tree, which is called margosic acid. Neem is used for many purposes, especially to brush the teeth. In Indian villages, 90% of the people use neem twigs for this purpose. Because of all the antiseptic effects of the neem tree, and because Lord Chaitanya was born beneath a neem tree, Sita Thakurani gave the Lord the name Nimai. Later in his youth, he was celebrated as Nimai Pandit, and in the neighborhood villages, he was called by that name, although his real name was Vishwampara.
Yeah. This name, according to Caitanya Charitamrita, this name of Nimai was given by Sita Thakurani. Why? One thing is because he was born under a neem tree, but also in the translation it is said, being afraid of ghosts and witches, and she named him Nimai after the neem tree. She called him Nimai because these evil spirits never come to a neem tree. They cannot dare come near a neem tree. So also you will see in Mayapur, you will see in the courtyards of homes, everyone, they keep one neem tree because it evades, repels inauspicious or evil spirits in case if there's any. Of course, when we chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, then no evil spirits can come. But neem is auspicious. It's an auspicious tree. It has many medicinal, like Srila Prabhupada said, it is very antiseptic. So Prabhupada is saying in Uttar Pradesh, on large roads, you will find hundreds and thousands of neem trees. Unfortunately, here we don't have, in the West, we don't see neem trees, or at least where we live, we don't see neem trees.
But in many stories, Mataji, we hear, Nilambari Mataji we can confirm that imli ka ped, like tetul gach, jo we say, that has lot of ghosts.
Oh, really? That has ghosts, huh?
Many stories we hear, no? Then actually because the fruit, it also hangs like that, so the shadow also looks very scary.
I see.
So
I didn't know
whether,
that.
I don't know whether all the ghosts are there, but many stories. I mean, Nilambari Mataji might also.
Yes. Yeah, we heard that. But neem tree is always very much safe.
Yeah.
And it's once you get the air through the neem tree, that is also very healthy.
Yeah.
We had a big neem tree in our courtyard when we were in Durgapur. We used to live in Durgapur, and in our company quarter, we had a very, very big neem tree. My mother was always appreciated that this neem tree air through the neem tree is very, very healthy.
Yeah.
Purified. Yeah.
In Mayapur also, we have only one big, well, now they have also a jackfruit, but neem tree, very big neem tree. Like it comes to the third floor. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very good. Its leaves, its the stick, everything is good.
Yeah. So Sita Thakurani gave the name Nimai. So this name stayed with the Lord. Even when he grew up, he's called Nimai Pandit. And in neighboring villages, also they knew him as Nimai Pandit, as Nimai. Although his legal name was Vishwambar, but everyone knew him as Nimai. And that name is given by Sita Thakurani after the neem tree because it is antiseptic and it will ward off all evil spirits. Next. पुत्रमाता स्नानदिने दिलवस्त्रविभूषणे पुत्रसह मिश्रेरे सम्माने Sachi Mishrera Puja Loya, Manete Harisha Hoya, Ghare Aila Sita Thakurani. So Madhava.
On the bed, the mother and son bathed and left the maternity home. Sita Thakurani gave them all kinds of ornaments and garments, and they also honored Sagat Misra. Then Sita Thakurani, being honored by Mother Sati Devi and Sagat Misra, was greatly happy within her mind, and thus she returned home.
So you see, after the baby is born, the mother stays in seclusion, and the timing for how long she stays in seclusion depends on the particular varna. So for Brahmanas, they don't need a long time. For Kshatriyas, a little longer. Vaishyas, even longer. Shudras, the longest, like that. So it's considered a period of contamination. So the period of contamination is longer for the Shudras, like that I have heard. But anyway, in general, you will see for about 1 month, it's kind of mandatory. Then also the mother needs that strength, right? And also that time, as you would call bonding time for the mother and the baby, whatever you may call. But for 1 year, 1 month, the mother stays in seclusion. So on the day the mother and son bathed and left the maternity home, Sita Thakurani gave them all kinds of ornaments and garments, and then also honored Jagannath Mishra. So this is Sita Thakurani giving the mother and the baby all types of gifts the day when they actually took bath and left the maternity home. Then Sita Thakurani, being honored by Mother Sachidevi and Jagannath Mishra, was greatly happy within her mind, and she returned home. So let's see. Srila Prabhupada's purport, Rasapriya.
On the 5th day from the birth of a child, as also on the 9th day, the mother bathes either in the Ganges or in another sacred place. This is called Niskramana, or the ceremony of coming out of the maternity home. Nowadays, the maternity home is a hospital, but formerly, in every respectable house, one room was set aside as a maternity home where children would take birth. And on the 9th day after the birth of a child, the mother would come into the regular rooms
In the
ceremony called
Nishkramana.
After 10 purification processes, Niskramana is one. Formerly, especially in Bengal, the higher castes observed 4 months after the birth of a child as a quarantine. At the end of the 4th month, the mother could see the sunrise. Later, the higher castes, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaisyas, observed only 21 days as a quarantine, whereas the Sudras had to observe 30 days. For the citizens of society known as
Kartabhaja
and
Satima,
the mother of the child was immediately purified after the quarantine by the throwing of Harinuta, small pieces of sweet meat, in Sankirtan. Sati Devi and Jagannath Mishra with the newborn child were honored by Sita Thakurani. Similarly, while Sita Thakurani was returning home, she was also honored by Sati Devi and Jagannath Mishra. That was the system in respectable families of Bengal.
Yeah, this is the system in respectable families of Bengal. So here you will see the details. So on the 5th day from the birth of the child, and also on the 9th day. On the 5th day and on the 9th day, the mother bathes in the Ganges or in some other sacred place. She'll go and bathe. And this is one ceremony, like samskaras, this is one samskara, right? And it is called Nishkramana, or the ceremony of coming out of the maternity home. Yeah, so of course, nowadays maternity home is a hospital. Srila Prabhupada is talking about this in the 70s. Nowadays, the maternity home is a hospital. But formerly, in every respectable house, one room was set aside as a maternity room where children would take birth. So, childbirth would happen at home. And on the 9th day of the birth of a child, the mother would come into the regular rooms. Until that, she would stay in that room only. She wouldn't come outside. And further details are given. Formerly, right, even like long before even Srila Prabhupada, apparently, formerly in respectable higher caste families of Bengal, for 4 months, the mother and child would be in quarantine. So what is said here for 5th day and 9th day, that would actually last for 4 months. The mother and baby would be in quarantine. At the end of the 4th month, then the mother could see sunrise. She could actually come out of that room. And afterwards, they reduced the time. For higher castes, only 21 days, and for the Shudras, 30 days. Like that. Yeah. So, and there are certain Karta Bhaja and Satima. For them, simply if you throw sweetmeats, small pieces of sweetmeats in Sankirtan, then immediately the mother and child are supposed to be purified. So there's no quarantine at all. Like this. This is the system that was followed in Bengal. So Sita Thakurani came and she observed, she gave so many gifts until Sachimata came out of her, seclusion. And then Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra also honored Sita Thakurani, giving her so many gifts. So this is the system. And then she happily returned home. Aiche Sachi Jagannatha Putra Paya Lakshminatha Purna Hoila Sakala Vanchita Dhana Dhanye Bhare Ghare Lokamanya Kalevara Dine Dine Hoya Anandita. Priyanka Mataji, can you read? Oh, sorry, actually, yeah, Priyanka Mataji. Go ahead, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Translation. In this way, Mother Sachidevi and Jagannath Mishra, having obtained a son who was the husband of the goddess of fortune, had all their desires fulfilled. Their house was always filled with riches and grains. As they saw the beloved body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, day after day, their pleasure increased.
Yeah. So now Sita Thakurani went away. She returned. So now Sachimata, Jagannath Mishra, they have newborn baby Nimai. So having obtained a son, who is he? The husband of the goddess of fortune. So the goddess of fortune, she is the source of all types of fortune. All your desires are fulfilled if you have the goddess of fortune. But the goddess of fortune always stays with her husband. The husband of the goddess of fortune is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they got the Supreme Lord. That means she's always there with him. All their desires were fulfilled. Having obtained the husband of the goddess of fortune as their son, Sachimata and Jagannath Mishra's desires were all fulfilled. Their house was filled. So also, goddess of fortune means all types of fortune, right? Aishwaryasya, Viryasya, Yashasa, Shriya, right? Everything is there, wealth and everything else. So house was filled with riches and grains. As they saw the beloved body of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, day after day, their pleasure increased, obviously. Purport. So next, Nilambari Mataji, can you?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Mataji. Dandavad Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, everyone offered respects to him. Even the denizens of heaven used to come in the dress of ordinary men to offer their respect to the Lord. His father and mother, Jagannath Mishra and Shachi Devi, seeing the honor of their transcendental son, also became very pleased within their hearts.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So everyone offered respects to him. Everyone who, this is the natural relationship of all living entities with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Never mind, even if he comes as a baby or what, he is the Supreme Lord. So even the demigods were coming all the time to offer obeisances to the Supreme Lord, to offer their respect to the Supreme Lord, not just at the time of birth, even afterwards. They were always coming. Denizens means the the wives of the demigods, and the demigods, they would come dressed up as ordinary human beings, and they would come and offer their respects to the Supreme Lord. So so they would also notice the father and mother of Jagannath Mishra and father and mother of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, baby Nimai. We will read elsewhere also in I think Chaitanya Mangala we will see. They actually see wonders, right? So like effulgence and demigods, so many people coming and like that. So his father and mother, seeing the honor of their transcendental son, they became very pleased within their hearts. So always people were coming, even the denizens were coming dressed as ordinary men. They're coming and offering obeisances to the baby. And seeing this, Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata were very pleased within their hearts. Next, Radhika Kasturi Mataji, you can read. Mishra Vaishnava Shanta Alampata Shuddha Danta Dhana Bhoge Nahi Abhimana Putrera Prabhave Jata Dhana Asi Mile Tata Vishnu Prite Dvije Dena Dana.
Jagannath Mishra was an ideal Vaishnava. He was peaceful, restrained in sense. Sorry, Mataji, my pranams to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Go ahead.
Jai Srila Prabhupada. Jagannath Mishra was an ideal Vaishnava. He was peaceful, restrained in sense gratification, pure and controlled. Therefore, he had no desire to enjoy material opulence. Whatever money came because of the influence of his transcendental son, he gave it in charity to the Brahmanas for the satisfaction of Lord Vishnu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So this is a Brahmana as opposed to, Brahmana, but a Vaishnava Brahmana. We were reading in the morning Bhagavatam class in the, Vaman Dev's pastime. Vaman Dev is begging charity from Bali Maharaj. Shukracharya is also Brahmana, but Shukracharya is like concerned, if you give everything to the Supreme Lord, how you will maintain yourself? And if you don't have any livelihood, his concern is how I will be maintained, like that. But you see, in contrast here, Jagannath Mishra is not thinking like that. Whatever, like the other day also, what Priyanka Mataji shared, Tukaram Maharaj, right? Whatever he got, he didn't use even a little bit of that for his maintenance. He gave it all in charity. Similarly, Jagannath Mishra was an ideal Vaishnava. He was completely satisfied, right? He was peaceful, restrained in sense gratification. He was pure and controlled. That means he had no desire to enjoy any material opulence. Even the material opulence was coming to him. He didn't desire, he didn't, one thing is to hanker. The other thing is you're not hankering, but it's coming your way. So I didn't ask for it. But it's coming. So I can just take it, right? No, even then he would just give it back. He wouldn't take anything. Whatever money came because of the influence of his transcendental son, he gave it in charity to the Brahmanas for the satisfaction of Vishnu. Yes. So, did everyone read today? Did anyone not read? I think everyone has read. Achintya Dev Prabhu is there?
No, Mataji.
He's not there. So, we will stop reading here. Thank you all. We went 5 minutes over time. Some things are not within our control.
Mataji, no problem. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. Hare Krishna, everyone. I will see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.